appear if I hadn't embodied all those other levels, right? So if you're not there yet, it's because God wants you to get it and keep it. Okay. You're wondering why you're stuck in life. You're wondering why you are where you're at. You're wondering why you just can't get to that next level. You're wondering why you can't have the breakthrough. You're wondering why you're still confused. You're wondering why you're still lost. And what I'm here to tell you is you literally have to honor and appreciate the stage that you're in your life. I'm going to kind of give an interesting example of what I'm talking about because number one, if you are alive watching this video, we're always going through different stages. We're always elevating. We're always evolving to our next better self, right? Sometimes when we're in the thick of it, it can just feel like we're just not pushing along. It almost feels like we take 3 steps back and then we take 4 more steps back and then we take a side step and then we take 2 steps back. When am I going to get that promotion? When am I going to get recognized at work? When am I going to be able to take that trip of my dreams? When am I going to be able to get the body of my dreams? When am I going to be able to get rid of this health condition? When am I it just feels like it just keeps nudging along. And so what I want to say is I've been there. I'm still there. I want to give you an example of looking back, right? So I'm going to give you this example and you're going to be able to apply this to any area of your life and it's going to make sense. So just make sure you stay to the end of the video, listen up because it's going to be really potent as it continues to go on. So I used to be a district manager. That's why I feel like I can talk about this. So when I was a district manager, I was managing 7 different locations, 7 separate locations, okay, in the greater Los Angeles area. In each location, there was about 4 to 6 full-time employees, right? So full-time managers. And then under them was part-time of about 20 to 30 people, depending on the location. So in each location, it had that setup, right? So under me, I was managing 30 different full-time employees and 400 part-time employees, right? So I was managing the 30 employees and then they would manage the part-timers, but I was at the top of that little pyramid, right? In my district. And the reason why I'm bringing up this example is because it's going to make sense. So when I was a district manager, there was certain things and talents and attributes that I had that I only could have embodied if I went through the ladder, right? If I went through the manager in training, the assistant manager, the store manager, the general manager, the district manager, right? I literally had to go through each of those steps because I had to embody a certain level of skill, a certain level of experience, a certain level of being able to physically, mentally deal with the pressure, right? At each level. So it can seem like I'm ready for that next level, or I deserve this one particular thing, or I'm ready for that promotion, or I'm ready to be in the relationship of my dreams, or I'm ready to be a parent, or I'm ready to have my second kid, or I'm ready to, whatever it is, God, and I'm going to reference God because I am a spiritual person, God may not be having you there because there's literally things and skills and different lessons that you have to go through to be able to maintain that very goal or that very gift that you're seeking to achieve, right? When I was a district manager, there's no way that I would have been able to be a successful district manager if I was taken from a manager in training and went straight to district manager. And sometimes when you're at that manager and training level, so you're at that beginning stages of whatever goal you're trying to get to, maybe you're on a healing journey, right? And you're like, okay, well, I'm healed, right? I'm healed. I'm ready for the wife. I'm ready for the husband. I'm ready for the promotion. I'm ready for the job. I'm healed. I'm better. But what you don't understand is if it's not literally if you are not physically experiencing that very thing that you think that you're ready for, it's because there literally has to be things that happen in your life for you to be able to understand how to manage it, how to sustain it, how to pour more into it, right? How to evolve even from there. So if I had been promoted from a manager in training all the way to a district manager, I would have completely been broken and fallen apart. So there's different, and when I say this, okay, so I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to get kind of spiritual. It's interesting to take a spirituality approach to a job, a corporate job, but these go hand in hand. So when you're at a district manager level, you literally have to be able to hold space for people that are under you. And when I say hold space, that means when they're stressed, when they're overwhelmed, when they're confused, when they feel like they just want to quit on the spot, when they feel like they're dumb, when they feel like they don't know how to handle customer issues, when they feel like they don't understand the new process that was just put in place all of a sudden out of nowhere. They're not resilient. They don't know how to adjust quickly. I had to hold space for 30 different human beings at the same time. So that means I had to, my energy field, like my mental capacity, my ability to be able to sustain that weight of what other individuals were going through, I had to be at a certain expansiveness, right? I literally had to have enough lessons, enough experiences, enough trial and error, enough training and development from people above me. I had to literally go through the steps in order to be able to embody being able to hold my team up, right? So that's a lot. So say if like there's 4 or 5 different people. So what from a district manager point of view compared to a manager and training point of view, you don't see that the district manager probably had 5 or 6 different conversations with people that are going through stress at home, going through maybe a death in their family, and they just feel like they can't hold it together at work. Someone just got pregnant. Somebody is dealing with a physical health condition that popped up out of nowhere. And that district manager, so me, I could have had 5 different heavy conversations, right? But the manager in training is just coming in and learning how to clock in and learning how to fold the clothes. They're just learning the systems of how to ring up people at the register. And so when I'm coming in, right, I'm coming in and I'm greeting that manager in training and we're having a nice conversation, I'm still able to connect and be in this high vibrational state with that manager in training and not dump the 6 other full-time employees that just dumped on me. I'm able to still hold space for the person that doesn't need, that deserves the version of me that's going to be positive and encouraging and excited for them that they just became a manager in training. So now the manager in training could be looking at me like, wow, I want to be like her. I want her job by next year. Like I want to be a district manager by next year because she's making it look so easy. But there's different levels of expansion that literally have to happen mentally for you to be able to hold that space and be able to still perform and still be confident. And then for that district manager to still then be able to communicate with the individuals above her who are managing 10 times that, right? And holding space for 10 times more of the issues and things that pop up on a daily basis. So I apply that to life. Okay, so I hope that you're still with me because this is going to be really important. I set that up to explain this to you. If you feel like maybe you just started a business, maybe you just started a job, maybe you moved to a new place, maybe you are wanting to save up money and you just feel like you can't figure it out for some reason. You just have a tough time being able to maintain money, or you just have a tough time being able to understand how to build a portfolio, right, with stocks, or you just are in this new workspace and you feel like you can't connect. Just be okay with where you're at and knowing that you are literally doing the best that you can, because you have to go through those trial and error moments, those moments of lessons that will expand you, those different skills that you're messing up at that you're eventually going to become an expert at, because you literally have to have those skills to be able to use them in the next level, right? So you could be the best person at work, right? So say if you're like, I really want to be able to connect with people at work because I want to get promoted quickly. Well, say you do that, right? Say for some reason you just wow this particular boss, right? They're like, they're really advanced. I'm just going to promote them and I'm just going to take a shot at it, right? And then you get to that position and you don't know how to manage people. You don't know how to stay calm when the people below you are stressing you out, right? When they're confused and you're like, why don't you just get this? Well, maybe it came easy to you, but it doesn't come easy to them. So, or maybe being a healed whole person comes easy to you, but maybe the person that you're trying to be in a relationship with is not healed, right? Maybe you are trying to start the business, but maybe you don't even know how to get out of the 9-to-5 mindset to even have the entrepreneurial mindset to be able to keep going, right? So then you end up wanting to give up. Like, so just, I hope this is making sense in the fact of, because I'm using the district manager example, it applies to so many different areas in life where if there's something that you're trying to go after and it just seems like you can't break through the ceiling to get to the next level, it's because God is literally holding you there so you can still embody. And when I say embody, because it's one thing to say, oh, I gained some skills. You know, I'm better at this one particular thing. Oh, I got some new talents, or I enhanced some talents. But when I say embody, it's like, it comes to you like second nature, like where you almost don't even have to think about it, right? Like right now, I know how to do, let's just say, for example, if I like riding a bike, I don't have to think about it. I just like, all I have to do is get on the bike and then my body just knows what to do. I can probably talk on the phone. I can probably, you know, someone could be next to me riding along with me and I could be talking to them. My body's just doing what it already knows how to do because I'm embodied with knowing how to ride a bike. I'm embodied with knowing how to drive a car. I'm embodied with knowing how to operate at the airport. Like, it's like, I just already have my routine. I don't even think, I've been on so many flights. I just don't even think about it. Right. So it's like, when I say embodied, I mean on autopilot. So it's like God is saying, look, hold on. You're going to need to become embodied with this very next, with this thing. You're going to need to mess up some more. You're going to need to know how to get through adversity. You're going to need to get some more grit under yourself. You're going to need to build some more strength. You're going to need to build some more patience in this one area because you're just not getting it yet. Okay. So when I was at that view, that bird's eye view of a district manager, and I had to manage people through the phone, through conference calls, I was like, when I was a manager in training, I was like, there's no way I would have been able, like, all the blood, sweat, and tears that I had to go through to get to that point, I wouldn't have been able to handle it as a manager in training. I would have just been like, I would have just literally like got fried right then and there because I wasn't embodied with being able to hold space, have the skills, have the wherewithal to be a leader, have the wherewithal to be, you know, just have the talent and skill that you have to have when you're trying to get to that thing, right? So say, for example, you are trying to write a book. Okay. So just be okay. Like, so I've written an ebook and I was making it so much more difficult than it had to be. But at the time I just was like, I was just going through the motions, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. So I had to take a whole day to research that. Then I had to figure out how to copyright and I had to take a whole 2 or 3 days to research that. And I had to talk to some people. Then I had to write the book and then I had to make sure it was edited correctly. And then I had to make sure to learn how to use the platform that I wrote the ebook on. And then I had to train myself. It's like, I was in it and I just wanted the book to be done. I just wanted it to be done, right? So now that it's done, when I look back, I'm like, oh, well, I had to go through those certain things. I had to go through those different training and frustration moments in order for it to come out and be a great finished product. And that's just going to be one of many. Now I'm going to look back after writing several other ebooks and look at that one and be like, that one was like that one is trash. But it's like, I'm okay with that because I'm embodying being a writer. I'm embodying being someone that knows how to build a digital product, right? So if you're at that level where you're trying to maybe write a book or you're taking up a new trade, just be okay with where you're at. Even if it seems like other people are 10 times more ahead of you, it's because you may not know what they've gone through, right? Or maybe you don't know what internal things are going on where they're like, ooh, I'm in way over my head. So if it's taking some time, if it's feeling like you're not nudging along at the pace that you want, be okay with that and be thankful and grateful and just know that there is something else that you still need to, there's something else still brewing that you still need to learn and still need to embody. Okay. There's something else that God is still needing to reveal to you so you can have a breakthrough, so you can get to that next level and be able to sustain it. So it's like, even when I was a district manager, I ended up quitting that job because I just didn't like the 9-to-5 life. But I was a district manager and continued to evolve and was successful at being a district manager because when I was a district manager, I was able to hold the space. I was able to hold it, right? There's people that I knew that got promoted to being a district manager and they got fired within the first year, or they were struggling really, really bad, right? I'm not saying I didn't have moments where I struggled, because I did, but because I knew how to be resilient, because I knew how to be patient, because I knew how to keep my stress level low. I knew how to power through difficult conversations and moments. I was able to overcome those moments so that way I could be a district manager for 3 to 4 years and be able to keep promoting people that were under me to then become district managers themselves. But I wouldn't have been able to hold that district manager life up here if I hadn't embodied all those other levels, right? So if you're not there yet, it's because God wants you to get it and keep it. Okay, God wants you to get it and keep it. So let me just make sure there's anything else on my list here. So not only getting it and keeping it, but then thriving in it, right? Thriving in it and then growing and getting to next levels in that as well, because we don't want to just stay there, right? So you may be on the entrepreneurial journey like I am, and you're like, this is just not, this is where I'm going through. I'm just like, okay, I'm just navigating the entrepreneurial life, right? And sometimes there's an amazing breakthrough. Sometimes it's like crash and burn. What am I doing? But because God put me through that journey of being a manager in training, being an assistant manager, I have this embodied resilience. I have this embodied never give up. I have this embodied confidence. But I had to going through a job that I didn't really like. But now I can use the skills and attributes and things that I embodied then to now my entrepreneurial journey. So now there's things that haven't happened in my entrepreneurial journey, but I'm like, oh, let me remember. There's things that I need to embody still in order to be able to hold space for when I get to that next level that I have a vision for, right? That I can see myself living out in the physical reality, but I'm not living it yet because there's things that I still need to grow in. There's still things I need to still work on. There's still things I need to research. There's just tons of things, right? So when you kind of look at it like that, it can kind of be fun and exciting. When you kind of just like take a couple steps back and breathe and you kind of look at life like, okay, I'm in the thick of the journey. It can kind of start to be fun and exciting because you really don't know what's going to end up happening, right? So that's what I wanted to leave you with today. If you are somebody that's struggling with where you're at, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're not nudging along, you're feeling like you are exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. So you're going to have the breakthrough. You're going to get to that next level. You're going to get there and be like, oh, wow, like I'm here now. It was actually kind of fun going through the journey more so than actually arriving. And that's what a lot of very, very highly successful people talk about all the time. So, speaking of my ebook, definitely check out my ebook down below. It's How to Lose Belly Fat. It's summer. It's never too late to get snatched, lose weight, gain confidence, get healthy, get your nutrition together. And what I love about my ebook is that it's, number one, it's easy. It's easy. It's really, really has a flow to it, and it's not something that can overwhelm you. The weight loss journey can be very overwhelming. It can be frustrating. It can just make you want to feel like you want to give up. So my ebook guide is super easy to follow. It's on sale right now, so check it out below. And also, if you want to tap in with me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram and TikTok, so check out my links down below. But that's what I want to leave you with today. So you're exactly where you're supposed to. Do not give up. Do not doubt yourself. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like and catch me on the next one. Bye.